can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. It's too easy. I've been there, done it, seen it. Boy, all that like Keenan. Still got crack, they fiendin'. Flow still hot like Phoenix. Shine so bright, I'm gleaming. This off top, I'm tweaking. Fresh out the rat like Neiman. And I'm still tryna fight my demons. But we all gotta act like Tina. That's why I gotta ride with the Nina. Outside, it's a war going on. Make me put my hands on my head like the Macarena. They want you walking on board like Kima. And give an F to you like John Cena. Putting blood on the brand new Beamer. Tryna earn they stripes like Adidas. You get cold when you ride with the heater. It'll turn you to a dog like a Keto. And expose to a cat like a cheetah. They smoke my partner like reefer. Dímelo porque o no entiendo. Mi gente must really need Jesus. They shed real blood. I never seen the crypt and I believe it. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed.
Welcome in. Happy Friday, everybody. Hopefully you guys are having a good day. All right, we're going to talk bets, but we're going to talk NFL draft first. Sean, what's up? Happy Friday. So let me see. Let me pull that up, actually. Dewan, what's up? If you're in the chat, say hello. I'm trying to pull this up. Taylor, what's up? All right, let's do this. Okay, here we go. All right, we got the NFL draft up here. We're going to talk about this. We got a lot to talk about today. We got NBA, we got MLB, all this stuff. Lots to get to today. So if you're in the chat, get you a little snack, maybe some popcorn or something. I don't know what your snack of choice is. And let's dive in here. So, okay, first of all, what happened in this draft last night? Because there was some absolutely insane picks. First and foremost, first pick, pretty standard. Second pick, standard. Third pick, I thought New England would go McCarthy, but again, we knew they would. If they were staying there, they were taking quarterback. So nothing crazy, right? Marvin Harrison Jr., nothing crazy. Chargers, there were reports that they wanted J.C. Latham instead of Joe Alt, but we knew if some people thought they would take receiver, but if you've noticed anything about Jim Harbaugh, he wants to run the ball. They clearly need offensive line help. So again, nothing crazy. Giants, neighbors, nothing crazy. Titans, I told you guys yesterday with Bill Callahan there, I thought it was pretty clear they would take a lineman, so nothing crazy. So the first 7 picks, there's been zero chaos. And then I already see you guys in the chat. And then we get to number 8, the Atlanta Falcons. What are they doing? I'm the first person to say that day after the draft, week after the draft analysis is stupid because you just don't know how these guys are going to pan out. Like, you just don't know. So a lot of times I think it's stupid to like give a draft grade the day after. Like, we haven't even seen these guys play a game. But this is one of those situations that I just have no idea what the Atlanta Falcons were doing. This was horrible. And I think that there's a greater than 50% chance that goes down as the worst draft pick in the last 20 years. I think that there's a greater than 50% chance of that happening. The reason I say that is because a lot of people like were saying like last night, like, oh, this is the worst draft pick in the last 20 years. And then people would pull up examples of teams drafting bad players. The problem is not that Michael Penix is a bad player. Michael Penix might be a good player. I have no idea. That's not the problem. The problem is not that they just drafted someone that's a bad player. The problem is that they just signed Kirk Cousins to a 4-year, almost fully guaranteed deal. And then they drafted a 23-year-old quarterback at number 8. And they didn't tell Kirk Cousins that they were going to do this when he signed there. This is the problem. So the advantage of a rookie quarterback is that you can build your team with him on a rookie deal. If that's not the route you're going, which that's not the route the Falcons are going, they signed Kirk Cousins to a $100 million deal that was almost fully guaranteed. What is the point? You could have drafted someone to make your team better. They're trying to win this year. And yes, Nathan, exactly. This guy's going to be 27 or 28 years old by the time he becomes their full-time starter. What was the point of this move? I don't understand it. Sucks for Penix, to be honest. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure he might not care because he's getting top 10 money. But what are the chances he plays at least? You have at least this year and next year. He's not going to play, barring Kirk Cousins gets injured again. So what? I don't understand this. People were trying to compare it to Jordan Love. Jordan Love got drafted in the 20s. Like, what are we talking about? And that's still like people questioned it then, but like he got drafted in the 20s, not 8th overall. Going to be picking up his 5th-year option before he starts. Yeah, like what? I don't understand. When they came on if you guys were watching the ESPN broadcast, I was flipping back and forth between McAfee and the actual like ESPN broadcast, but I flipped over to the ESPN broadcast and they came back from like break, like the pick was in and they came back from break and Schefter was like, I'm expecting a quarterback here. Like, what? I was like, what? Like, I thought Schefter was like trolling or something. So I have no idea what they were talking about. No idea. That was horrible, horrible, just bad all around. Absolutely terrible. Why did the Bills give Chiefs Walmart Tyco? Yeah, so I don't think that was a bad move for the Bills. Like they definitely need to recoup draft picks. So I don't think it's bad. A lot of people were mocking someone like AD Mitchell to the Bills. So let's say that's who they want, or let's say they want Lad McConkey or something, whatever. So they move down multiple times and then they're still going to get a receiver that they wanted. For example, I don't know who they're going to pick. I'm just giving an example. So I don't think it was that bad. It's unfortunate that it was a trade to the Chiefs for their sake. I mean, yeah, that's a fantastic get for the Chiefs. I've heard that the Bills are really trying to get Deebo Samuel, so that could also play into it. Like they weren't going to draft, a wide receiver right there. They're trying to acquire Deebo Samuel, so I'm not sure. Eagles pick was great, Ryan. Fantastic. I wanted them to get DeJean, but I did not think Quinyon Mitchell would be there at their pick. So, I mean, I think Quinyon Mitchell was like a slam dunk pick for them. Did not have I did not think that the top corner in the draft would be there at number 22. Did not forecast that happening. So, I think that was a great pick for the Eagles. Crazy we had a choice of corner. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying with the Falcons too. Like, yeah, they could have taken Odunze. They could have taken Brock Bowers. They could have taken anyone, offensive line, whatever. But the fact of the matter is they do need defense, and no defensive player had gone at 8. It went 14 picks. They literally could have taken the highest graded defender in the entire draft that they had. They could have drafted him at 8. Wish I would have put more money on Bo Nix under 32.5. Okay, yes, Austin. Another great point. We need to talk about that. There were several, I'm not going to name any names. There were several gambling, sports betting, Twitter touts on Twitter yesterday that were tweeting out that their favorite bet was Bo Nix to go in the second round of the draft. If you said that yesterday, you need to not bet for minimum 3 months and not tweet for minimum 3 months. You should not be allowed to tweet if you said that Bo Nix was going to go in the second round yesterday. What are you talking about? It's the NFL draft. Like, what's the number one position that half of the league needs? Quarterback. Like, you thought that Bo Nix wasn't going to go in the first round? I couldn't believe that. I didn't get it at plus money like you, Austin. I took because I didn't have time to look at draft stuff. But yesterday when I woke up, anyone that's in the Discord knows the first bets I posted was Bo Nix under 32.5 at minus 105 and 6+ quarterbacks in the first round at plus 180. I could not believe these odds. 6+ quarterbacks was plus 180. What? There was zero situation where Michael Penix and Bo Nix did not go in this first round. Like, what the hell was that? How was that plus 180? There's no way that they weren't going in the first round. And then, yeah, once Penix went 8, I mean, it was like a lock. Bo Nix was going to go, but completely agree, Austin. I think that Bo Nix would have went before Penix as well. And the Falcons, this is what I think happened with the Falcons. This is what I was going to tell you guys. So in Northeast Ohio for the last 20 years, we call this pooling of Browns. So the Browns have actually been pretty good. I like their staff. I like Kevin Stefanski. I like Andrew Berry, and they've kept them together for 5 years. So we'll say from 2005 when I started watching sports when I was, 10 until 2019 when they hired these guys, we call this pulling a Browns. And if you don't know what that is, it is drafting someone that you haven't even spoken to them, which that report came out. He didn't even work out for the Falcons. So that's definitely pulling a Browns. But just doing something that makes no sense and doing it on a whim. And I'll tell you exactly what happened. The Atlanta Falcons read that letter that Michael Penix wrote in the Players Tribune where he was talking about the cliche, like, you should be happy that I've got hurt because not everybody bounces back. I've shown I can bounce back, and you can't hurt my heart and all that stuff. The Atlanta Falcons read that letter, and they pulled a Browns, and they drafted him at 8 overall. That's exactly what happened. It's the equivalent of a homeless man told the Browns owner to draft Johnny Manziel, and he thought it was some sort of like proclamation from a divine power, and they traded up and drafted Johnny Manziel. The Atlanta Falcons pulled a Cleveland Browns. I don't know any other way to describe it. Absolutely insane. Just insane. I don't know how 6+ was plus 180. Yeah, I have no idea. And Rich, like, on top of it being plus 180, like, I didn't think it was a stretch at all, but then I'm pretty sure Adam Schefter was like on record 4 days ago saying there's going to be 6 quarterbacks taken in the first round. So I don't know if they just I don't know. That never happens that the odds don't move crazy like that. It should have been like minus 200 for 6 quarterbacks to go. Like, maybe someone was concerned about Penix and they injury stuff and they didn't take him. But like, yeah, I thought that was a lock for sure. Yeah, I have no idea what the Falcons are doing, but they pulled the Browns. After that, Bears getting Odunze. I love that. I'm not anti Caleb Williams. I'm not for Caleb Williams. I'm excited to see how he looks. I think it's going to be really hard for him to not be successful when he's throwing to Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, Cole Kmet. Like, if he doesn't have a big year, like, how does he not have a big year throwing to those guys? I don't know. I mean, he's in such a good situation. I like JJ to the Vikings. I tweeted this before the draft. I really wanted him to go to the Vikings. I think he's set up for success there as well with Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson, Justin Jefferson. Getting that rookie quarterback for them is good because they're able to pay these guys now. Justin Jefferson's due for a huge contract. So I like JJ to the Vikings. And I love what the Vikings did getting JJ and then getting Dallas Turner, who a lot of people thinks the best defensive player in the draft. We know that Brian Flores likes to blitz, so getting Dallas Turner, I thought was great. Absolutely great draft for the Minnesota Vikings. Jets needed O-line. That's fine. Bo Nix to Denver. I think people were shocked about that after they traded for Zach Wilson, but I mean, we've seen Zach Wilson. Like, he's not really a starting caliber player, so I don't know why that would prevent them from, taking Bo Nix. I don't know if Bo Nix is going to be good in the NFL. We'll see. I think he could. Yeah, I'm excited to see how all these quarterbacks look this year. I think that's a good pick there. If you think that's your guy at 12, go get him. No reason not to draft him if you think that that's going to be your franchise quarterback, especially at the 12th pick. Brock Bowers is potentially a unicorn, but I mean, a lot of people were like weirded out by the Raiders taking him because they just took Michael Mayer. But again, if you think Brock Bowers, like if you're the Raiders and you have Brock Bowers, let's say 6th overall on your board, and you're at 13, I have no problems with you taking him. Whatever, I'm not concerned with whatever happened, last year or whatever. I'm taking the best available player, so fine with that. Saints wanted to trade down, it sounded like, but they stuck and took a tackle, which they needed. So I think that's fine. I'm a big Latu fan. I think he's going to be really good. There was some concerns he was going to slip down farther because of this injury stuff, but I think he's going to be a beast. So I think that's a great pick for the Colts. Like I said, Vikings take in Dallas Turner. Great pick. Bengals definitely need O-line help, so that's fine. Rams getting Verse, which is it's funny because obviously they're not going to have Aaron Donald, so they're kind of getting themselves a pass rusher. I liked Miami getting Chop Robinson. I've gone back and forth on him, but I do think he could be pretty good. Eagles, like I said, I did not expect the best corner in the draft to be there at 22, so that's a great pick. Jacksonville moved back up and got Brian Thomas Jr., which, it was rumored that they wanted him. Mitchell, Tugboat Wilkinson that's the greatest thing ever. If Tugboat can get to Akron for AA, I'm gonna go watch Tugboat. Tugboat Wilkinson. That's got to be the greatest. Get that guy. Just put that guy on the Guardians now. They should call that guy up. Absolutely unreal. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, just Google Tugboat Wilkinson and check out what our guy did last night. Lions, great pick with Terrion Arnold. Again, I didn't think he'd be there at 24. So what happened was when these top 14 went all offense, that I was literally sitting there and I'm like, some of these good teams, playoff teams, are going to get like really good defensive players. And that's what happened. I mean, the Eagles, the Lions, even the Dolphins. I mean, Chop Robinson was mocked in this area, so I don't think it's that crazy. But yeah. Yeah, these O-line, good picks. Xavier Worthy, the Chiefs, is crazy. That's a great pick for them. Good pick for Dallas. Good pick for Baltimore. San Fran was the shocker here, taking Ricky Pearsall. I think Ricky Pearsall is a beast. I think he's really good. He was right there for me, like Ladd McConkey, Ricky Pearsall, and Roman Wilson. That was my favorite receivers in this class that weren't. I'm not including like Marv, Neighbors, Odunze. I'm not including those guys in this list. Take out like the big four: Pearsall, Ladd McConkey, and Roman Wilson. Those are my favorite receivers in this class. So I love him going to San Fran. Like I said, it looks like San Fran's going to trade one of Ayuk or Debo. It sounds like they're leaning more towards Debo now. So I think Pearsall is going to contribute soon. That's a guy I'm definitely interested in for fantasy purposes. I think he's going to be really good in San Francisco. And then the Panthers just can't help themselves. What is wrong with the Carolina Panthers? Is this stemming from their owner or what? Last year they drafted a guy that wasn't crazy athletic, a bulky big guy, contested catch guy, Jonathan Mingo, and it went horrible. Horrible. Jonathan Mingo was absolutely terrible last year. Can he develop? Maybe, but he doesn't have the profile that gives me any hope that he's going to develop. And then they traded up this year and did the same thing. They took the same exact type of receiver, a bigger, bulkier, contested catch, Xavier Legette. I don't know if he's going to be good. I have no faith that he's going to be good. He wouldn't have been on my top 8 receivers in this draft, and they traded up to get them. The Carolina Panthers cannot help themselves from doing dumb, just stupid moves. If I was Bryce Young, I would have pulled if I was Bryce Young, honest to God, last year, I would have did a Eli Manning. I would have said, I'm sitting out. I'm not playing for the Carolina Panthers. So if you want to draft me, that's fine. I'm not playing. Like, trade me to someone else. I would have done exactly what Eli Manning did with the Chargers. That organization they're not going to be good in the next 5 years with this crazy ass owner that they have. I'm assuming that's where this stems from, but it's absolutely unbelievable. The Panthers can't help themselves from doing dumb things. Looks like CC Tugboat Wilkinson does look like CC Sabathia. Yes, he does. Keon Coleman. I like Keon Coleman. Yeah. I think he's fine. I would have, if it were me drafting, I would have taken probably, like, outside of the big guys. I definitely would take Ladd over him, and I probably would take Ricky Pearsall over him as well. But I have no problems with Keon Coleman. I think if he goes to a good team, he could be good. No problems. It's just not typically the type of guy that I like in terms of, like, his testing and stuff. But yeah, he was good on the field. I think he could be good with a good quarterback. Most certainly. Joe Milton tonight in the 3rd round. Yeah, we need that. I bet that. Definitely need that. I took Cards to get Marv and Kool-Aid. Yeah, that could definitely hit. I saw DraftKings had a good bet that was it was like 25-1, I think. It was Vikings to get McCarthy and DeJean, and I thought it was setting up that way for like a little bit as we were moving through the middle rounds. I was like, oh my God, it's gonna happen. But, like, I didn't expect Dallas Turner to be there when the Vikings had their next pick. Obviously, they traded up to get him, but yeah, I could see Joe Milton going in the 3rd round. Like I said, these teams are quarterback needy. It wouldn't shock me at all if somebody reached up and took him in the 3rd round. Those were tempting. Yeah, I looked at a couple of them. I thought that one was the most interesting because if they stuck at their pick, that was right where, DeJean was getting mocked. But I can't fault them at all for trading up to get Dallas Turner. I mean, I can't believe that he was still on the board. Someone asked about 3rd round. That is tonight. Yes. I don't remember who asked that. Oh, Taylor. Yes. The 2nd and 3rd round is tonight. And then tomorrow is the rest of the draft. Yeah. I was pretty mad about that, Austin. I tried to do that too. I saw people in, like, Michigan could do parlay, like, because I know some people that went to the draft and they were parlaying picks, and it wouldn't let us here. That was unfortunate. I would have liked to do that. All right, let me pull this back to this. Yeah, I think it's weird. The state laws are so weird, man. And Ohio is, like, at the forefront for some of this stuff. Especially the Ohio, not like them changing the rules with betting on college props. Ohio is like the spearhead for that. And we've gone to a number of conferences for the business side of this. Like those conferences I go to when I get in the drafts, and we kind of we'll do like radio spots sometimes and stuff. So it's very, very it is interesting to listen to some of the presentations and stuff at these conferences. But one thing I learned when I was in Vegas, they said that, like, Ohio's laws are like the model for what a lot of states, that are getting ready to legalize sports betting, are modeling their laws off of Ohio. So that Ohio changing to not be able to bet on college props is going to be a very common theme throughout a lot of these new states that get legalized. And some states that are already legalized are going to look into changing that too. I'm not sure exactly why Ohio is, but a a lot of the states are modeling their laws off of Ohio. So some of these states that are soon to be legal will probably not be able to bet on college props either, which is pretty crazy. All right. Let's go basketball first. So the basketball is weird today. It starts at 5:30 Eastern time because they want every game to go with no overlap. So we have Bucks Pacers, and then we have Clippers Mavericks, and then we have Timberwolves Suns. Let's talk a little. It's been like that here in VA since the beginning. Sucks. Yeah, it's so stupid. At least let me bet on college touchdowns, right? If you don't want to bet on like passing, receiving, rushing, college points, whatever, at least let me bet on college touchdowns, dude. Like, come on. Like dude, we made so much money off those like Blake Corum first touchdown, Blake Corum 2+ touchdown in the playoff. Like now, so you're telling me I can't even bet on college touchdowns now? It's garbage. We hit some big bets on that stuff. In terms of NBA, I told you guys after game one that our 4-unit max bet future of the Nuggets -1.5. I told you guys after game one it was going to hit, no problems. That second game was sweaty, but the Nuggets came out. The Nuggets are hitting their stride now. They started off a little slow. Nuggets played a great game last night. Lakers came out with their hair on fire, all hot real quick. And the Nuggets just took their time. They didn't freak out. 3-0. They're going to probably sweep. They're probably going to win that next game. So that's a 4-unit cash right there. That's a big winner for us. The Knicks lost, but that Knicks game is probably going to be, that Knicks series is probably going to go 6-7 games, which is why it was -105. So I'm not concerned about that yet. Even if the Sixers win the next game, we're going back to the Garden for game 5. So we'll see what happens there. We have two big spots for us today, Pacers and Mavericks, looking to go up 2-1. So we really need Pacers are big favorites here at home. Mavericks are good favorites here at home. Let's go. We really need the Pacers today, and we really need the Mavericks today to set the tone, go up 2-1 in the series. That'd be big for us. And I told you, I didn't bet it, but I told you guys I was concerned about the Cleveland Cavaliers, and they just got bopped by 30 points last night. They played horrible. They played soft. That was my concern, and that's what happened last night. The Magic shot a little bit better. The Cavs did not shoot better. They've shot terrible from 3 all year, all season, or not all season, all series. They've shot terrible from 3. That continued last night. They played soft. The Magic were bitching them. Like they were talking to the bench. They were talking to the camera. Like I told you, you can't give a young team like that hope. If they get hope, they don't know any better. They've never been in the playoffs. So if the Magic, they're 2.5-point favorites tomorrow. If it's 2-2 coming back to Cleveland, that Cleveland arena on Saturday is going to be tight because everyone in Cleveland watched what happened to the Cavs last year when they lost to the Knicks when they were supposed to win. So if the Cavs lose tomorrow, I will not be shocked if Orlando wins that series. And that was my concern coming into this. I'm really disappointed in the Cavs' performance last night. I'm really just disappointed. I'm not taking any sides today in any of these games. I'm going to look at props, maybe craft a lotto up for the Discord after this. I would lean Mavericks. 4.5. I would lean. That's probably my only lean. I'm going to be very interested to see what happens in this Timberwolves Suns series tonight because, I mean, if the Suns go down 3-0 on their home floor, I mean, my Lord. I'm going to be very interested to watch that game tonight and see what happens. All right, let's go to baseball. I haven't taken any baseball bets yet, though, so my full card will be out in the Discord after this stream. But there are some spots I like. First and foremost, it's Colin Rea day. I'm so sick of this Colin Rea guy on the Brewers. I'm so sick of this guy. He has been a Houdini act all season. I've bet on him the last 3 starts, and he still somehow just avoids. Last start, He had bases loaded. I think he had bases loaded, no outs 2 times in the first 3 innings, and he didn't allow a run. I'm sick of this guy's Houdini act. It's not going to keep up. His ERA is 2.08. His xRE is 6.09. He's given up, 40% hard hits, a 328 expected batting average. This is not going to keep up. I'm sick of Colin Rea. We are betting the over in the Yankees game tonight. We're betting the Yankees. We're betting the Yankees first 5. We're betting the over. I'm sick of him. One of these starts, it's going to pay off. I'm hoping it's tonight. And if the Yankees let me down, I'm not going to be happy. But we're taking the over. We're taking the Yankees. We're taking the Yankees first 5. That is my play of the day. I'm sick of Colin Rea. I'm sick of the Magic Act. Get this guy out of here. Tonight, he's given up 5 runs tonight. 5 runs he's given up tonight. So I just want to get that out of the way. Orioles obviously have a huge advantage in this first game against Stripling with Corbin Burns on the mound. I'm not betting a minus 270 favorite. If you want to parlay Orioles with something, if you want to parlay them first 5 or something, that's fine. But I will not be betting on them, I don't think, outside of a parlay. Yeah, I don't hate that, Austin. I don't hate that at all. I think that's a fine bet. Also, we need to talk about Jackson Holiday because some news has come to my attention. I made a proclamation when Jackson Holiday came up. I made a proclamation on this stream. I said I've never been more confident that someone is going to be a stud. Now, can he still be a stud? Most certainly. Most certainly. I'm not concerned with the start that he had coming up. He's young, whatever. That's out the window. What I'm concerned with, it has been brought to my attention that Jackson Holiday, who I believe is 19 years old, someone can correct me if I'm wrong. He's 19 or 20, one of the two. One of the two. It's brought to my attention that this man is married. This kid got married at 19 years old. My entire opinion of this guy has changed. What are you doing? You got married at 19? Who gets married at 19? How you don't even know, you've never even lived a life. How can you get married at 19 years old? I'm not judging anyone. If you want to if there's people in the stream that have got married at 19 to like your high school sweetheart and you're happy years later, I'm not trying to judge you. I'm genuinely asking the question though. This is a professional baseball player and he's never had a chance to even live a life. I guarantee they've obviously been dating from the time they were kids if he's 19 getting married. Who gets married at 19 years old? My entire opinion on him has changed. I now have question marks about Jackson Holiday. I don't know if I can flag plant someone that got married at 19 years old. My entire world was shattered when someone broke that news to me that he got married at 19 years old. I've never I was speechless. I was like, "What?" Unbelievable. Actually unbelievable. Aaron Judge home run on his birthday. Is this his birthday today, Sean? Is this accurate? If it is, we're betting that. Oh my God, it is. Yeah, Aaron Judge is getting bet home run tonight. Aaron Judge total bases is getting bet tonight. And what does Colin Rea throw? Sinkers. It's his most used pitch. Aaron Judge against sinkers. 338 ISO, 456 WOBA. Aaron Judge crushes sinkers. So sign me up for that. Gil strikeouts, that's fine. Very high strikeout arm. Let me take a look here. So obviously he struck out a ton of batters this season. Pretty good strikeout numbers against both sides of the plate. Yeah, he's probably going to see pretty split between lefty righty, so no advantage in the lineup. But yeah, that's no problem. No problem with me. All right, continuing on. Dodgers, Jays. Gavin Stone, like has still been unlucky, it appears. I mean, Chris Bassett's as solid as they come, but I mean, Gavin Stone's expected ERA is like 2 runs lower than what his actual ERA is. He doesn't get a ton of strikeouts, so that can get him into trouble, but I do feel like a bounce back start for him at some point, is looming. So I would lean towards the Dodgers side of that game. Anytime you can get the Dodgers at only -120, I think that's a good bet because they're pretty typically pretty large favorites. So you could definitely interest me in the Dodgers at -120, most certainly. What other spots were sticking out to me? I like Tampa tonight. Again, massive, massive favorite, but that's a play like Tampa first 5 I'm interested in. Tampa in a parlay, if you wanted to do Tampa and Baltimore like just completely square, you could do that. You could definitely do that. Yankees are going to be my biggest stance on this slate though, most certainly. I kind of like the over in the Twins game. We bet the over in their game yesterday. It hit over 8 in the Minnesota LA game is interesting to me. Kind of like the Mets against Michaelis. You guys know we've picked on Michaelis pretty much all season thus far. His numbers are still pretty bad. So I think you could sign me up for some New York Mets tonight. But overall for me, Yankees first 5, Yankees money line, over in the Yankees game. That's my big spots. I do like the Mets. You could do a square parlay of like Rays Orioles or something along those lines. But my full card will be out in the Discord after this. If you want to sign up, betkarma.com/pricing, get access to the tools and all that good stuff. I'm going to take some props tonight as well. I'm definitely betting that Judge home run. I'm definitely betting Judge total bases, most certainly. But yeah, that about does it. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Hop in the Discord. Get in there, sweat with us. I'll be posting bets all weekend. NBA, MLB, NHL. Oh, NHL system play tonight. If you guys tuned into the streams last summer, we took this every single game. Edmonton Oilers, first period, over 1.5. It's hit both of their playoff games thus far this year. We rode this like crazy last year. Going right back to it this year. It's hitting both games. It's -130. So Edmonton Oilers, LA Kings, first period over 1.5 if you want an NHL bet. But I'll be posting bets all weekend. Hop in there. Thank you guys for tuning in. Good luck with all your bets this weekend. And I will be back on Monday to recap the weekend and give out some more bets.